Hello friends, I'm self-critical Automaton and I've got an oven full of pizza, a tummy full of empty, and a head full of Dark Souls. I'm not actually going to go do the thing I said last episode I said I was going to do. Instead I'm going to go fight the boss first. This is for reasons. Mostly because I want to talk about Solaire. I can't remember if I ever actually gave the full lowdown on what people believe about Solaire, but basically, remember I was talking ages ago about the hold on one sec. Whee! Yeah, so you remember ages ago I was talking about the unnamed warrior god, the son of Gwyn, the firstborn son, who was cast out of Anor Londo for and who had his deity status revoked. Well, okay, yeah, just by the way, this is the Bed of Chaos. Horrible, great big bloody thing. It does a lot of damage, and you can't hurt it at all directly. The only way to actually hurt it is to run over here and destroy its bindings. Remember what I said about it being a puzzle boss? Ouch. Now the reason I've switched to the scimitar is because you need something that's sort of wide and slashy to smash this. That's one binding down. And I've made it angry. It's interesting that the Bed of Chaos seems to be trapped within this this array of, this nexus of tree trunks. Wow, okay. See, this is a very tough boss. In fact, you're quite likely to die at least 3 times while trying to kill it. However, this is the only boss that doesn't reset in between attempts. Once you've destroyed it. Whoa, fuck! Oh my god, I always make that mistake. Dear oh dear oh dear. Every single time I've ever gone through this section I've made that mistake. I switched to the Rusted Iron Ring to go save Siegemeier, and then I always forget to put where the hell is it? There it is, the Orange Shard Ring on again afterwards. Incidentally, the Ring of the Sun's Firstborn. Lord Gwyn's firstborn, who inherited the sunlight, once wore this ancient ring. Lord Gwyn's firstborn was a god of war, but his foolishness led to a loss of the annals and a rescinding of his deific status. So, yeah, there's not actually any really direct evidence for this, but a lot of fans, to the point where it's pretty much widely considered fanon, believe that that god, after his deity status was revoked, became Solaire. Solaire doesn't really know who he is. He's searching for his god, for presumably Gwyn, because he's seeking to find his very own son. So perhaps he's not trying to find his god Gwyn, but to become once again, you know, the heir of Gwyn. If he's a chosen undead, which, as I've said, I believe pretty much all the other characters, not all of them, but many of the other characters are, you know, chosen undead going through their own instances of the world, through their own repeats of this grand universal cycle. Well, basically, there's evidence but it's all a bit tenuous. It states in the description of the Sunlight Medal, which is what you get for if you complete a boss with Solaire's help, you get a Sunlight Medal, or if you fight any boss with the aid of another member of the Sunlight Warrior Covenant. Yeah, so like the Sunlight Warriors are the followers of... I'm not sure if they're supposed to be the followers of Gwyn or the followers of that, that expunged deity. But they, yeah, you get a Sunlight Medal. If you look at the description of the Sunlight Medal, it says that people believe that the unnamed god still does watch over his fellow warriors. And, you know, who is there with you all the way through? All your toughest fights, who's there to help you? It's Solaire. He seeks his own son. So here we are. One arm's free, as you can see. Yep, there we go, down the hole. Yeah. This is going to become something of a recurring theme, isn't it? Anyway, so Solaire is in fact also the only NPC you can summon to help you in the final boss fight. Ostensibly helping take down Gwyn himself. Gwynself? Gwynself? No, that's terrible. So, yeah, the evidence is even more tenuous than most of the evidence in Dark Souls, but a lot of people really strongly believe that Solaire is the mortal form, well, I suppose formerly mortal, formerly deity, then mortal, then undead, which is a kind of immortality. And there are indications that he willingly chose to become undead, which raises further questions about just how this curse is passed on. What causes someone to become undead? But yeah, in order to search for, again, his elusive son. So, yeah, later on, when we find his armor, the descriptions on it will mention that all of his armor is completely mundane. His immense skill in battle, that's entirely down to him. His strength and resilience, that's entirely down to him. He doesn't use any magical weapons. In fact, his armor is, you know, mediocre, battered, and old. He's just that good at fighting. And of course, there's the fact that he wields the Sunlight Spear, the most powerful miracle of the Sunlight Warrior Covenant, and possibly even said to be the lightning bolts of Gwyn himself. So, let's see if we can't... Oh, for fuck's sake. Gotta love that double sweep. Oh my god, I made it. So yeah, the reason I switched to the falchion is because you need something with big, wide, sweeping attacks, but that's quite fast. Because otherwise, you'll get killed before you manage to smash the bits you need to smash. So yeah, this is what's happened to the Witch of Izalith for her great sin, for her vast immortal crime of attempting to recreate the first flame. Yow. Shitting hell. Yeah, every time you destroy a bit of it, it gains more attacks, and fortunately the next bit's pretty easy. There's one route on either side, and then having destroyed both of those, we gain access to the central weak spot, the core creature itself. Which is not the big burning flaming spirit thing. That's just an expression of its power. The thing itself is Well, you'll see shortly, won't you? Anyway, yeah, so a lot of interesting stuff about Solaire and his, whatever it was he did that was such a fuck-up that got him thrown out of Anor Londo. Assuming, of course, he is the, you know, the warrior deity. If you remember in Anor Londo even, I pointed out the empty plinths wherever the three foremost gods were depicted. You always had Gwyn at the centre, and Guinevere at his left hand, and then an empty plinth at his right hand. What did he do that was so very wrong? That was so wrong that they removed his name from history, stripped away all his power, threw him out into the mortal world, even destroyed pictures of him. What kind of a father would do that to his son? Gwyn is kind of a shitty role model, I guess, you know. I've been talking about how he's not a very nice man. Whoa, okay. Yeah, like I said, it gains more attacks. When it's only got one bit left, it can in fact do horrible giant fireballs everywhere. And down we go. This is turning into one of those episodes, isn't it? Actually, to be fair, it always takes me loads of tries to get the Bed of Chaos down. Except for one time where I managed to do it, I think, in one try. For those of you who are interested in cheese, there's an interesting note, which is that one of the two routes, the one on the left, you can actually shoot it with arrows from a safe spot right by where you enter the arena. If you shoot enough arrows, you'll destroy all of the twigs, and then finally the tap root, the binding. But yeah, so it is part of the history of this realm that after the incident at Izalith and demons broke forth into the world, Gwyn and his Silver Knights did, in fact, you know, make war upon them in order to protect, ostensibly to protect humankind, but probably really just to protect themselves. Although, you know, you've got to have worshippers, so if some horrible monsters are destroying your worshippers, it's not unreasonable. Whoa, okay. It's not unreasonable. It's not unreasonable to be. I can't remember how that song goes. I never did like Tom Jones. What the fuck am I talking about? I don't know. No, I mean, I've really forgotten. What was I talking about? Something about Gwyn? Silver Knights? Oh yeah, the Silver Knights and the... So that reinforces the thing I was talking about last episode, about the false duality between ostensibly good Anor Londo and ostensibly evil Izalith. You know, there's the whole kind of implicit angels and demons thing. But there's also the fact that they were actually fighting at certain points. In fact, some people think that the reason the Silver Knights became Black Knights is that they were charred by the fires of demonkind and so on. But that's not the case. We'll learn later. Oh, for fuck's sake. We'll learn later on more about what was actually going on there. This is getting ridiculous. Okay. Gotta do it this time. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. So, after this, we'll have taken down one of the 4 targets. The other 3 are, of course, Sith the Scaleless, who actually is up in Anor Londo. Gravelord Nito, who's down below the catacombs. Nito's, in my opinion, the easiest. Then, what's wrong with you, buddy? You stuck? Ha. Then, yeah, then, it's the Four Kings, who, in my opinion, are the hardest boss in the entire game. Then there's, wow. I get really bad at thinking when I'm hungry. I should have had my pizza first, and then started recording today's episode. Whatever, though. Yeah, so... Yeah, okay, the Four Kings, they live down in the horrible ghosty underground place. The Gravelord Leto lives under the catacombs. Seetha Scaleless lives up in Anorlando, and here we are in Izalith. Yes, okay, that's a good recap. Well done, Auto. Okay. 7th time's the charm. Come on, let's get this done. You're not going to throw me down the hole again, are you? Old tentacle face. Good old big evil tentacle face evil. Again, like, not so much evil, so much as just like completely out of control. And there we go. Haha, suck it. Not so whoa, okay. Heal, heal, heal. Yeah, that attack can actually reach you down here, so gotta be pretty careful. Here we have it. The source of all of this evil. The heart of everything that's gone wrong down here. This horrible little grub thing. The last remnant of the Witch of Izalith herself. Consumed by her own corrupted sorceries. Time to put her out of her misery. So as you can see, there's a bonfire here. However, I'm not going to use that to teleport out. What I am in fact going to do is I'm going to homeward bone back to the Izalith bonfire, because there's one last thing we have to do here. There's one last loose end to tie up. Whoopsie daisy. Okay. One last loose end to tie up. One last betrayal to endure. One last friend to destroy. Next, I will probably be heading off to fight Gravelord Nito. Actually, I don't know. Either Seath or Nito. I haven't quite decided yet. They're not particularly difficult, either of them, but the Four Kings are incredibly difficult, so I'm putting them off, and yeah, not gonna fight them for a while. Horrible bloody things. Can you tell I've completely run out of things to say about Izalith? The hint is that I can't think of anything to say. I can't even think of any good puns. I'm actually really bad at coming up with stuff on the spot, you know, like improvisation and all of that kind of stuff. Which, you know, might make you wonder why I decided to start Let's Playing, but, you know, my decisions have never been very sensible, so why start making them such now? Where's my bleeding sword? There it is. Oh, no you don't. I saw you come in. Just going to clear these guys out, and then that's the end of the episode for today. Ouch. Not an especially interesting one, perhaps. No, damn it, Auto, stop being so self-critical. I can't help it. No, it's true, though. Everyone says you should always be confident for this sort of thing, but I just can't really. It's not how my brain works. Yeah, suck on that. So here we have, I'm pretty sure that this is the toughest, what are they called? Titanite demons. The toughest Titanite demon in the game. So, yeah. Join me tomorrow for when we go kill that thing. Bye-bye.